Can any of you see?
I think it's gone too far now. I think, like you mentioned, there's been that apology and that wait for an apology that hasn't come. The only way I think it would be realistic is if Ten Hag wasn't there anymore and then he could come back under a new manager and maybe reignite his career at Manchester United that way. But I think for the short term, until the end of the season, it feels like a good decision. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not having any indication on Ten Hag and his managerial position. I'm just saying that's probably the only realistic option if there's a change in manager, because the relationship between the two of them is completely broken down. He's not involved in first team training. He's not got that relationship anymore. There's no real kind of attempts anymore to try and build that back up, is there? So you can't realistically say you can come back onto that and get back to the top.
Well, he's emblematic of Manchester United's transfer policy as of late. You bring in a player for big money, expect them to perform whilst not considering the system that they're being dropped into.
Oh, he went in. I was like, I'm not saying anything. And Craig was like,
no, it's true. No, it's true. And it's you can lay the blame at the door of Eric Ten Hag, but you can lay the blame at so many people, and that's the reason why Ineos have come in and they've got a new ruthless strategy. Melissa already talked about it in December about how Manchester United are going to be ruthless when it comes to contracts and when it comes to moving players on that don't fit culturally. And I think that Sancho is an example of that. And as a result of that, if Ten Hag does stay at United long term,
I can see him coming back. I can see him play for Manchester United again at some point and actually still being a success. I really do.
I think the only way that could happen is like Harriet suggests, if there was a managerial change at Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag wasn't there anymore. I think that's probably the only way. Football does change extremely quickly. I believe, in my opinion, Ineos' plan is to continue with Eric Ten Hag at least until the summer, get some calm, get some structural changes, and hopefully Eric Ten Hag can be at the helm with those changes around him and see a different look to Manchester United, a different feel. And I think if that still, I think it will, comes to an end at Borussia Dortmund, I think if Eric Ten Hag's still there, I think it'll be very, very unlikely. Unless here's an apology and the two can, shake hands and move on. Football, funnier things have happened in football, but I think it's extremely unlikely.
Just on recruitment, last year the club wanted to come quickly out of the blocks, and the deal for Mateus was done very, very quickly. Where Champions League is boxed off now, you're going to be in it next season. Is that the intention this summer as well, to get players in through the door quickly?
Yeah, well, obviously for me sitting here, in terms of what I've said it before, in terms of what the summer looks like and moving forward, it's I think that's one decision at a time, but certainly in the background planning and what the squad needs to look like and evolve, and that's other conversations that are going on. And how
Manchester United are once again at the centre of world football after explosive rumours linked Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood with a sensational return, enter a possible Michael Carrick-led era at Old Trafford. Although nothing has been officially confirmed, fans across the globe are already losing their minds over the possibility of a brand new Manchester United rebuild focused on youth, identity, attacking football, and passion. Rashford is seen by many supporters as the heartbeat of the club, capable of restoring energy, leadership, pace, and goals back into the squad after difficult seasons filled with inconsistency. Meanwhile, Greenwood's rumored involvement has completely divided the football world, creating non-stop debates across social media, fan channels, podcasts, and football shows everywhere. At the center of all the chaos stands Michael Carrick, a man many fans trust to bring stability, tactical intelligence, and long-term vision back to Manchester United.